3 All-State players. I think Black Hill State's done a good job recruiting them, and I'm glad that they were able to play in front of some of the people that love them and play quite well. We could not break away from this ball club until about the 8-10 minute mark, and to their credit, they knocked in some pretty difficult shots. But we're never going to complain when we win by 15. We do need to keep getting better. We had 2 quick turnarounds at this time of the year on purpose because that's what we prepare for in March. And I did not think I saw the edge we needed in the first half, but I thought our players recognized that, did a good job of turning that around after that 8-0 start in the second half. I thought from that point on they asserted themselves pretty well.
What were the keys of asserting yourself, Larry? Was it getting stops? Was it in your mind, what were the things that you guys were able to do?
As much as I hate to say it, we're a pretty good offensive team at times. What makes us really good is the question that one of you asked a couple of weeks ago. Are you concerned as to who your go-to guy was? And I remember 2 weeks ago I said, I sort of like the fact that we really don't have a go-to guy right now. I think we got a lot of pieces, and some of the best teams that I've ever been part of, even if we had a guy, a lottery pick or two, that could have been perhaps a 20, 25-point scorer, they spread it around pretty well. And looking at our team, I guess the best thing about them is they look for one another. There really isn't a go-to guy yet, but I think that's tough sometimes for our opponents because it's Nate for a little bit, then it's Josh for a little bit, then Graybo knocks in a 3, and finally Nance asserts himself at the end of the game with 5 straight hoops. So that's hard for me to get used to because I've always been around grinded out kind of teams, but this team's a little different, and I've got to adjust to it.
Coach, Larry said that it's easy to get up for the Ohio States and Colorados and teams like that. Could you see maybe before the game a lack of focus beforehand, or could you kind of read that before the game?
Well, in '69, I won the high school senior award for the worst worrier, so I can assure you I spent a lot of time the last couple of days worrying about that. But I thought our guys rested well at practice. I thought our guys came with the right mental approach. And honestly, I thought, to credit them, they made some tough shots early in the game and then early in the second half. Perhaps they got tired and they started to miss some. We took advantage of some breaks. I don't think it was people brushing the game off. It could have been a quick turnaround. We played a lot of minutes against a good Montana State team, and then we turned it around quickly on Saturday. On Monday, I would have loved to have played, and I wanted to play Trey and Austin and Jack more this game. But you know what? We couldn't pull away.
Coach, did Larry see anything differently late in the game where he kind of turned it on, or was that just him asserting himself there? Just what kind of changed with him?
I think it was a couple of things. I think it was Larry asserting himself, and then I think our guys looked for Larry, which was a good thing. I mean, I saw him talking about that, communicating, get me the ball. Either our opponent was a little tired at that time or Larry felt it. But that was good to see because we're going to need different moments for different guys. Cook gave us some great minutes in the first half.
What do you think from Adams also? Obviously, he picked up 2 quick fouls, but then he ended up with 15 points and tied his career high in assists. Just about his ability just to come back there.
Well, that starting 5 again had, if I'm not mistaken, 15 assists. And like I said, that took getting used to for me because for so long I've been an ugly guy who gets wins and nobody like you likes me, but I like them. And this is a different kind of team. And I think it's a good team, and I think we have a lot that we can build on. But tonight, I did not think there were times that we really had that edge on defense. And again, I'd rather credit them than degrade us. A 15-point win's a 15-point win with a quick turnaround. But we got to get ready because 2 years ago, we played a Utah Valley team here. It was early in the year, and we won by close to 40. We always schedule a home and home at least one time in our preseason because I want our guys to get used to what is going to happen so many times in the conference. And things change and adjustments happen. And I remember telling that team, we're not going to see the same team in Utah. And thank God Leonard knocked one in at the buzzer. or would have been a different outcome. But this game Saturday is going to be a different game. It's not going to be easy, and it's going to come down to what you just said. We're going to have the right approach and the right mindset going in that game in South Dakota.